Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time it is for you, I'm Psycho, and welcome to more Let's Play Train Simulator Classic. Today we're going to do a scenario by Grahlman, I believe is how you see it. G-R-A-H-L-M-A-N, I think is how you spell that. Grahlman or something like that. So apologies if I am pronouncing that wrong. As you can see, I've got 5 of his scenarios installed. I have Tropicana Juice Trains, or Tropicana Juice Train, I tried to pluralize that. Long 85-minute scenario. We got some shorter ones here with mid-train helpers, time in Florida, another slightly longer one, freight from Miami. But this one right here, track blocked ahead, is possibly the piece de resistance of his collection and possibly of a lot of the things that you'll find in the workshop. This may possibly be one of the best workshop scenarios you will find. Now, I have used my trick to download these scenarios. This is something I've discussed on the Dovetail Game forums in the past in a thread that I posted there as to workshop corruption. I am using master files because of the trick that I use, and therefore I know there is no corruption in this. So this should show up exactly as it should when we go to play it, and we're going to see exactly how this scenario should look. Hopefully the difference between Train Simulator 2015 and today is not great enough to cause the special aspect of the scenario to not show correctly or show differently. I'm going to play the scenario as if it's there, and if we can, we'll get some nice screenshots as we go. This is going to be a very fun scenario, guys, and I'm looking forward to playing this one for you. Let's get started on this. Let's see what we can get into. And before we do that, I want to read the description. Today you are in control of CSX train K475 ethanol train. There is a speed restriction just up the line where you will see a seldom seen situation that occurred last night. This is the something special that I'm talking about. Your train is heavy, but you have ample power to get the job done. Your journey begins at Hialeah Yard. You will be traveling north up the line. As always, stay safe and happy railroading. Let's go. Conductor, I've already spoken with dispatch and we are clear to go around the balloon track and hook up to our train. Let's go. Okay. Welcome aboard train number 7896. Let's get to work. So reverser goes up, we'll take the brakes off, and let's start this very interesting scenario. I'm going to check the path around the track very quickly. We are right here. The junctions are not set for us, so we're going to have to check our junctions to make sure we can go around the balloon track safely. That means... where are we going? Oh, we are going here. Okay, so we are being pathed into this area. That is just fine. We are going exactly where we need to go. Okay, let's move along the balloon track. Can I get some speed? Okay, apparently my throttle did not activate, so now we are active. And we are going to be going along the balloon track as said. We have a little bit of a dip in the window over here on this side. You may have noticed graphically. We're not going to pay any heed to that. So let's reset my view. I could keep it over here if I want to. It's actually fine. But can I play with the window? I don't know. If I zoom in, at least it's going to be fine. So zooming in should be okay. This is another symptom of the problem with using a full view of the cab with a train that was designed before the full view became an option on the menu. And by doing that, you actually have some trains that give you a more full view than you would expect. We are going to be going alongside. I'm going to actually pop my head out the window for this one. We're going to be going alongside, that's the wrong side. We're going to be going alongside this highway right here, lovely highway with all the cars. This is a nice thing about coming by the balloon track. You get a chance to see the life in the Miami area as you go by. You come within short range of these cars. You basically reach out and touch them, if you know what I mean. Touch, touch, touch. No, whatever. So this is our balloon track. We are making our way around that track and going right by that highway at close range. So it's kind of like a good place to watch train activities if you were in the Miami area. I don't know if there's any kind of law against being on the side of that highway, but nonetheless, it is there. Now let's look at our schedule and see what kind of timetable we have here. So we are going via Balloon South, which is what we should be doing. We're going to be going via the Departure South, which you can see already set up ahead. We're going to continue onwards. We're going to eventually couple to some cars. And as we move along, we're going to go via all... thank you. We're going to go via all those places along the way, which could have been hidden tasks. They don't need to actually show up most of the time unless there's a junction that you have to change. But we're going to be eventually stopping at Cypress Creek, track number 2. That is our final destination. So that is apparently 65 minutes away from our starting point with the balloon track taken into account. And that's where we're going today. So let's continue our setup so we can grab our cars. Right now I've only got 4 cars, our engine and 3 other cars behind us, so it's a very small train that we're starting with. Of course we are going to be getting much, much bigger. So I see the next yellow mark already indicated up ahead. That must be our next waypoint. So if we check on our itinerary, Hialeah Yard 3 is what that would be. And that is where we're going to be going. I'm going to add a little speed, by the way, while I'm thinking about this, because we are now down to 10 miles per hour. There is no time limit for how quickly to do this, but I want to make sure I don't do that first. I want to make sure that I do have at least some speed going on. Someone going by? Oh no, it's just a workplace, I guess. Okay, that's fine. Hialeah Yard 3 is a big yard, so you can see the long yellow line on the HUD. So we're going to be here for a little while, making our way through. Is it really going to take us 2 minutes to go through that yard? Seriously? Wow. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. This is pretty much an endpoint for the line here in Miami. There's nothing really beyond this because the water is not too far away. There's our white signal, by the way, our lunar. So we are going to proceed slowly. Yeah, this is a 2-minute yard. Holy cow. At least 2 minutes. This will accommodate trains much, much longer than ours, that is for sure. Without question. So if you're coming out of Hialeah, you're going to have a long place to park your train. You have all sorts of ample stopping room here. Like, look at that. The yellow is all the way along the screen now. I've never seen that. I have never seen that on an indicator. Conductor, that's our tank cars to the left that we will be coupling to. Go through and clear the switch ahead and stop at Hialeah Departure North 2. Copy that. We're going to check Hialeah North Departure 2, so our next stop is right up there and over a mile away. Let's just make sure on our map that we are set correctly for that. Is there a switch we have to do? It appears, in reference to last night's gravel train derailment that management spoke of in the briefing this morning, I'm glad no one was injured, but it's a mess up there at the scene. They said that one of the cars broke a axle, and that's what caused it. We will be seeing it for ourselves here shortly. Ooh, there's something special. Now let's take a quick look at our line. We were set correctly. I had to make sure of that. So the train we're coupling to is to our left. That means we're going to be moving up into the second of those 3 yellow lines on the right, Hialeah Departure North 2. We're eventually going to be backing up to connect to the cars over here, which means I think the switch is already set for us to go into that yard. So I think we are okay for that. We're still working our way through the yard, so we're just going to work our way through all the cars here. Hello. Ah, here we go. That's the button I'm looking for. We're just going to slowly work our way through here. I'll reapply the speed, and then we'll get a nice little screenshot opportunity. Oops, that's the wrong one. That's the right one. There you go, guys. Let's actually zoom in a little bit more on that, because why not? There's a nice thumbnail. Who is that, by the way? That is the rock train. That is a rock train going through. This is lovely. I'm just keeping this view to watch the train going by. I mean, we can watch it out the front window as well. But we're not going to be... Until we change tracks, there's not really much point to paying attention up ahead. So let's just enjoy this view. Oh, I did not expect a bridge. Okay, that impairs my view. So we'll get rid of that. Actually, we'll bring the HUD back up. Just so we have an idea where we're going. We are stopping at Hialeah Departure North 2 once we are fully in the yard. We will then be asked to back up at that point. So I'm not going to bother adding any more speed. We are going to be coming to a stop up here. So a very small brake application here. Our stop will now be processed. We will be confirmed to have stopped. We're just going to keep watching this train go by in the meantime. It's actually finishing its own journey right now. It's going to stop moving for a moment. We're going to eventually get moved into another task. So we're going to wait for that task, being told to back up probably. I'm going to get it ready. Request permission to pass stop signal. Control tab. I can do that. Let's just check behind us here. It's in the back. That is the stop signal we have to request to pass. We're going to do that right now. We've been approved to pass. Let's get past it. Maybe. There we go. I'm not going to go any faster than 10 for right now. I think that's okay. And so that I don't waste too much air in the engine, I'm going to go ahead and put the forward throttle trick on. Again, this might not be the normal way to do it, but I know that the air is a precious commodity in these freight trains, so I'm going to just go ahead and do it to slow down one time here. I can hit the brakes after that. There it is. Another train going by. That is a mixed freight train, 5250. We might have seen him in the yard earlier. Going very well. Have I hooked up to my train? I think I have. K475 lead unit CSX 7896 to dispatch. We have our train put together and are ready to proceed north. Let's get in the cab. Let's get back to work. Put the brakes on for a moment, please. Dispatch to K475. You are clear to proceed north via Hialeah Departure North 2. You are the priority train, so you should have a clear signal leaving the yard. You will be switching over to track 1 shortly after exiting the yard due to the derailment. I will be back with you shortly with more information on that. Dispatch out. So we are the priority train. Let's go. Putting on some extra power because I know we've got a heavy train on our butt now. So let's make sure we get this heavy train out. Of course, taking the brakes off would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Now you can see with 25% throttle, I'm already having trouble bringing this thing up to speed. So this is going to be a much, much heavier train than we had before. Look at where I am on the HUD. I'm almost halfway across. Whoa. I'm almost halfway across that thing. That is a long train. I don't know the last time I took a train this long. I did not count the cars before picking it up. I think that has to be at least 50 cars on it. 40 or 50 cars. Might be closer to 70 cars. I'm tempted to count. I actually am tempted to count. Let's find out how long our train is, guys. So if I take the view off, we have our original 4 cars right here. All of our engines. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll stop counting out loud now. I'll just kind of show you the view of the train. I came up with 62 as a count. I don't know about you. 62 cars plus our 4 engines, and that is what we are taking today. And as I did that, we're almost up to 15 miles per hour. $15 miles per hour, of course, is our yard speed limit. I'm going to move to a 12% throttle, see if that allows me to maintain. And I'm still gaining slightly, so I'm going to actually take the throttle completely off for a moment. We're going to let the train do what it will. It will do its thing. So we've got trains all around us, and we're first to go. So I think that's the mixed freight train that is currently in the yard to our right. It might be interesting to go back later and see if it actually moves or if it actually just stays there, if its movement is done for the scenario. I'm not sure that's the priority for me to check right now, but it would be an interesting thing to know. We're going to eventually come to a 45 mile per hour speed limit. I don't think that's going to matter any though. Let's zoom in a little bit, just take a closer look at the signal. We of course are taking the track to the left, which means we're getting that green signal. The junction should be set properly for us as a result. So we're going to continue onwards. It's a flashing green signal. We're currently traveling on flat ground and we are leaving the yard. Trying to settle into a constant in terms of my speed here. There's the 45 sign coming up. And there we go, level 1 throttle is not capable of hauling this train. We can now confirm this. I mean, it does have some power once in a while, but you notice we were losing speed for a while there. Maybe because we were pulling the cars for a second. They had to cope. But level 1 is more of a maintain, if anything. You're not going to get a lot of power off of it. Of course, if you didn't have anything on your back, you'd be able to just cruise down the track at level 1 throttle just fine. Such as trains. Looks like there was a junction change going on. I saw some speed signs change on the HUD. So maybe the train behind does move. That'll be interesting. We're probably not going to see it, but it moves. Possibly. Dispatch to K475. Due to the derailment north of the Opa-locka Station, I have a slow order for you. From milepost 1029 to milepost 1028.3, you are restricted to 10 miles per hour. Once the rear of your train clears milepost, I'm going to pause this. Once the rear of your train clears milepost 1028.3, you can resume normal speed. There are 2 work trains there along with lots of equipment and workers. Have your bell on through the restricted speed zone and sound your horn occasionally. Dispatch out. Too long of a message for a quick read. We had to slow to pause for a moment to read that. So it's beyond Opa-locka. You see Opa-locka is the station up ahead. So we are going to be passing by that in a moment. We are going to have a temporary increase though, which we can technically take advantage of if we want to see the full activity up ahead. So I will still try to take advantage of that. It also gives us the chance to slow our train down from a decent speed as well. There is that. We are now in at 20, so I'm going to start increasing. We have moved since into a 40, and we're pulling into a 45. I may not take the train entirely to 45, but we'll see what we can do. I'm going to try and play this realistically, not giving it too much power for now, since we are still at a slower speed. But as the speed goes up, I will give it more power. So let's see how far beyond Opa-locka we're going here. We have Opa-locka, which is 0.6 miles away. Milepost 1029 is another mile after that, so we'll be on the HUD very, very quickly. We're then going to have milepost 1028.3. That's the end of our slow speed zone. We're going to eventually be making our way from there to Southwest 30th Main to it's a normal drive at that point. So we only have for the next 3 miles some really interesting special stuff. And after that, it's pretty normal. Also, our bell does work. Now, I don't see any penalty for not using the bell, but we're going to go ahead and do what we're told to do anyway. So we are going to be sounding the bell whether we like it or not. Meanwhile, nothing but oranges in this scenario, apparently. We're now at 30 miles per hour, which is probably about as comfortable as I want to be going right now, so I'm going to take the throttle off. Because we are going to be coming to a slowdown up ahead. Now it does show a 50 speed limit, but obviously we're not going to be going 50. That 2 different burger ads? I think it was. So I think it's the point where we have to start slowing down, isn't it? Put a little speed on to help the braking here. Yeah, I should have been down to 10 by now. There's no actual speed limit on the track, so it was hard to kind of gauge where I need to do that. Or bring it down right now. So these cars look normal. But they mentioned a derailment and oh my goodness. Okay, these cars got away from the cars that fell off the train. Over here, unfortunately, wasn't so lucky. Oh my. Oh dear. There's a cop car there, I believe. I should be going much slower than I am. I'm not even paying attention to my speed, because I'm just enthralled by the picture here. I'm going to leave that be. This would be a sight frame on this highway, wouldn't it? And for the people living here. Probably some of them might have been evacuated in the process of all this. There's someone doing some digging. Moving stuff off the track. Now I need to speed again because I've actually fallen under the speed limit that we've been asked to follow here. some dirt on the road. That car's just driving right through the dirt. Look at that. Another police car. These cars managed to stay on the track. So once the back of our train clears this mess, we're going to be free to go back up to speed. Alright, there you go. That is cool. Another police car. So we're going to get past this police car. I think this police car can serve as our limit for when we can start speeding up again. But that's that. Reason for the horn, as you can see, the ditch lights go when you blow the horn. So that's why they want us to blow the horn occasionally to keep the ditch lights active, so you know that we're passing through. Another indication we're here. And if we go back to the back of the train, you can see the back of the train is only just now starting to pass all this mess. So you have another shot. Is that train labeled, by the way? No, it isn't. So now the back of the train is going to go through the mess, so we're going to have another shot of that, I guess. I think that crossing is going to be down for a while, guys. I mean, it would have been smart if they actually moved the cars up to clear the crossing for traffic purposes, because they're going to be there for quite a while. They are going to be there for some time. There's nothing that can be done about that. They are going to be there for a while. I am so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I mean, there's nothing else to be said. The fact they've been here since last night kind of scares me. Oh my goodness. We passed through the portal of time. Okay, back to realism. How's the back of our train doing? Oh, we're still in the mess. Hey, Lauderdale almost got on our track there. You couldn't hear it, but I did toot my horn again there. Okay, we're almost clear of this. We're going to be able to go up to speed in a moment. For now, I'm going to lower it one more time. By the way, I just realized my headlights might not have been on, so I'm going to check that when I get back to the front. Trying to remember if this is the train that starts with the headlights automatically on or not. Alright, we can start bringing the train up to speed now. So as soon as we finish passing this cop car, we are off. So back to the front of the train. Bell is off. By the way, you may have noticed the other train here. Not labeled. It's just sitting there, I guess. So it's just going to sit there today. And is that another label over there? No, it isn't. So we just have more activity here, it looks like. We're going to continue our journey. Let's check our headlights. Now they're on. Wait a second. Oh, it's a shadow. Okay. So it looks like the station over there is closed. So let's check out the action over there. So not exactly closed. That was a platform on our track. So there are actually 2 platforms at Golden Glades. But the main center track is obviously closed on the right of us. That's where the derailment occurred. So our speed limit now is 60 miles per hour. We will get ourselves up to that speed. At this point, it's all go via command. So let's just review what we're going to be doing here. We're going to be proceeding to Southwest 30th Main 2 as indicated, 5 3/4 miles away. We're going to proceed another 2 3/4 miles to Sheridan Street Main 2. After that, we've got a nice long drive to Cypress Creek, which is where we're going to be stopping today. That's the rest of our journey. Let's enjoy the rest of it right now. Dispatch at K475. Shortly ahead, you will be switched back to track 2. Dispatch out. Do I need to lower my speed? That'd be helpful information. Well, I see a 55 up ahead, so that might not be the answer to the question. Actually, that might be. That's a very short gap. So maybe 55 is the junction speed. 60 is the main speed. There's our green signal. Now, for some reason, the other track has a yellow. I don't understand why the other track has a yellow. There's no one there. No one can be there. I'm going to keep my power at a lower rate for now, so 5/8 level 5 throttle is where I'm going to keep it. The reason for that being I don't know the junction speed, and I'm assuming 55 is what is supposed to be the junction speed here. But we could be getting cut to a 40 or even a 30, so I'm going to keep it down at 40, gambling on that being the possibility. I have no indication of what speed I should be going for this transfer. Naturally, once it happens at least once, I should know from then on. That's why I know that I think I have to go 30 at Sherman Hill on the junctions. There's our green, flashing green. The other side, of course, is now all red because we're going to take that track. And no, 55 indeed is the junction speed limit as we go right back into a 60 after that. So once we fully clear the junction, we can go all the way up to 60 miles per hour. There is another train right there waiting. It is not labeled, so I have no information on who that is. Just say hello. I'm sure everyone coming through today here knows that there is a derailment, so they all know there could be some waiting. Of course, if the passenger train does come along, it gets immediate priority. Or should, doesn't always. I've heard of trains taking an hour to get through places in Florida. Alright, up to 60 miles per hour, let's increase the power. I think I see the left up ahead coming out of, I see some trees there, so this has to be our left coming out of Golden Glades. This will take us on a straight path through Fort Lauderdale. We might go through Hollywood on this stretch as well, actually. Hollywood, Florida, by the way, that is. So this is the left. So we've got the highway off to our right. That's the I-95. We're at some point going to cross Hollywood Boulevard, which again is Hollywood, Florida. We have a 45 coming up, so I'm going to take my throttle right off at this point. It looks like the speed is coming off nicely, so we should get down to where we want to be. I'm going to take it a little lower in case we get extra pull trying to go forward again. I forgot where I was on the HUD, so I am actually speeding. I forgot my exact location. We're going to let that go. I thought I was fine. But I am under the limit now. I forgot that I'm almost halfway across the HUD. Whoopsie. Whoopsie diddly. So we can clear our waypoint. We're now on our way to Sheridan Street, Main 2. Some more cars on our right. And more reminders about lunch. TSNY signage. There's a train moving. So that one we can label. That's a 5465 mixed. And we're right on the right now. I kind of see the idea for them doing it as the TSNY ad at the time, because there were a lot of New York routes even then for Train Sim Classic. They had the Northeast Corridor, they had the New York-New Haven route. Pacific Surfliner was something different, that wasn't related. Horseshoe Curve was Philadelphia, so not really New York, but close enough. And they actually had a lot more New York routes since then. The Harlem line, I think, was in Train Sim World. Of course, the Hudson line in Train Sim Classic. Someone had been working since 2014 on a route. I forget the name of it now. I'm going to kick myself because I should know that. But had been working on a line. I think it was Minerman who was doing that. Man, I just can't remember the name of it right now. But he had been working on that line since 2014. I know that Matt Pelson showed it off on his channel at one point, and I was impressed with what I saw back then in 2015. So it's an amazing route now. I've seen videos of it finished. So there was a lot of New York content available back then, and the TSNY ad made sense for when this route was constructed. This, I think, is the Hollywood Station. Now, when I zoomed in on my Open Railway map, I didn't actually see the Hollywood Station, so I wonder if that station is open today. I know there is one on the other track that we can't see off to our right. And just to go back to the map and verify for you, as we see where we are on the map, that is indeed the Hollywood Station. Hollywood Track 1, Hollywood Track 2. We'll continue. The next station coming up is very close. That station will be Sheridan Street. Level 3 throttle is not doing anything to regain speed right now, so we are going to put a little more power on because we are coming into a 60 once again, which means we are going to be able to speed up. So we're passing 60 now, but we can't go 60 for a long time. But the good news is, because of our drop, we have a lot of time to gain speed. Who is that? Nobody. The label was pointless, by the way. That was for the what we just passed. So here is Sheridan Street. We are going to be approaching Fort Lauderdale Airport and the main Fort Lauderdale station next. We can now go 60, so back to full power. That was our passenger train. I didn't even catch the name of it because I wasn't paying attention. I didn't go to get it in time, but let's look behind us and see who it is. Reminder that we do have a view from the back of our train. That does happen from time to time. We can do that. Why not? And we're going to see the label coming up for the train in just a moment to tell us who it is that we were just passing by. Looks like the Amtrak Silver Star. I should have known that, actually. Why I had to put a label on that, I don't know. But yeah, the Amtrak Silver Star was passing by. So they should be given priority over any other freight train at this point, but this is America, so... I don't remember which station this is. Oh, that is Fort Lauderdale Airport. Yeah, I knew that. I said that already. Never mind. I forgot the exact location of the station. That was Fort Lauderdale Airport. Fort Lauderdale will be next. Once again, zooming in to avoid the cut on the window there. There's a little more than 9 miles left in our journey today. And we're going to come to a stop. For the first time today, we're over 50 miles per hour. We're now hitting 52 miles per hour. Let's try to hit 60 before we wrap this up. In a major highway area around the Fort Lauderdale city, around the city of Fort Lauderdale. So a major highway section. I wonder if that bridge might have been a little too close to the track. That base piece. Both tracks are green. So it's probably still picking up a path behind the passenger train, the Silver Star, and that's why the other track is still green. In real life, that would be a red signal. As we know, we passed the Silver Star. We're not going to get to 60 miles per hour. In fact, I have to bring it down to 45. So, throttle completely off at this point. We are on an uphill, which is going to help us bring our speed down a little bit, maybe. We got down to 45 in the nick of time here. The trick now is maintaining it without any extra bumping around from the freight cars behind us. Now, Cypress Creek, I know, also has a station up ahead, if I remember correctly. So we're going to keep in mind that Fort Lauderdale is not the final station we're going to see. Dispatcher K475, up ahead you will need to plan a brief stop at Cypress Creek Passenger Station. Road Foreman Tyler will be riding with you up the line. Dispatch out. Yep, so there's your confirmation. We do have the station for Cypress Creek. We have 6 miles to go. This may be Fort Lauderdale. And once we clear this bridge, we'll go ahead and we'll check that very quickly just to confirm. So was that indeed Fort Lauderdale? You betcha. Fort Lauderdale, Broward. Another train coming along. It's a mixed train. Train number 7666, it looks like. Those major interchanges, by the way, were the Fort Everglades Expressway. I don't know 100% which highway it is, but I think it is the 595 according to a sign I see somewhere on the thing I'm looking at. Yeah, that was the I-595 way back there. So that was the Fort Everglades Expressway. And that was way before Fort Lauderdale, as you may remember. We continue along the I-95. One of the roads we're passing under is the Florida 838. But eventually we're going to get to Cypress Creek and we're going to be finishing our journey. Reminder, if you did enjoy the journey today, make sure you do like the video and do subscribe to the channel. And I will try and get more interesting journeys like this for you, especially beyond the official ones, because I know some people find the official scenarios boring for reasons that they're free to have. So I'll try to continue to get some fun things like this to show off from time to time. And I'm not going to promise specific scenarios, but if you want me to play your scenario, please let me know and I'll see what I can do to pull it off. I have a lot of DLC, so there's a good chance if you have a workshop scenario, I will be able to play it. There is still the odd thing I do need to get, or some reskins I might need to install. So let me know if you want me to try something, and I'll see if I can get everything. I haven't even bothered going back up to 60 miles per hour, so let's go ahead and do that. I've just been letting my speed decline for whatever reason. And I should know what the problem is. I see the issue here. I'm in reverse. I'm still going the wrong way. Here we go. Okay, so my reverser stayed in the wrong spot, and that was the reason why I was slowing down. Gotcha. Let's finish our journey. We're under 4 miles. I didn't get the name of that train, but it probably was another freight train of some form. Might have been some empties. Yeah, it was a rock train, according to the label just there. We're going to eventually see the highway veer off to the right a little bit. And when we do, we're going to be crossing under West Oakland Park Boulevard on our approach to Cypress Creek. I think I can already see the highway going over to the right there and the bridge coming up ahead. So let's hop back in the cab. And let's cut forward again because we still have a problem with the window. The I-95 is staying at a bit of a further distance right now from us. There will be another entrance ramp or exit ramp going from West Commercial Boulevard, which is the last main street we're going to cross. We will see that ramp going by us at a closer range on the right. And shortly after that, we'll be entering Cypress Creek Station. And that is where our journey will come to a stop. For now, water. I don't have the name of the water feature there. Coming through a bit of a business area now, so I think the entrance exit ramp I was talking about is after all these buildings. There are some tankers. We're within a mile of our destination. I'm putting a small brake application on, because remember we are halfway across the HUD. I'm going to use the reverser trick to really slow this train down without using too much air. So I've taken the brakes off for now. I will apply a stronger brake application to bring the train to a stop. But for right now, we're good where we are. I will apply a little more brakes via the reverser. I'm going to try to stop the train at the end of the platform, but that may not happen. This is, of course, a heavy rock train, so it's understandable. So we have arrived at Cypress Creek. Get one more toot on the horn in, why not? Blind them with the ditch lights. It's not quite the end of the platform, but it'll do. This is arrival at Cypress Creek, track number 2, as we finish our journey today. Let's look at our train as we finish. So that was our something special. We got to see a derailment. We don't get to see those very often because usually when a derailment happens, you basically leave the scenario immediately. In this case, it was a situation where we had a planned derailment with the cars drawn in, mapped in all over the place. Well, as soon as Road Foreman Tyler gets on board, we will be on our way. Scenario complete. So, let me know what you thought of that one, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here for the day, and I'll see you on the weekend for more Train Sim Classic content. In the meantime, have a wonderful day, evening, or night, whatever it is for your part of the world. Make sure to like the channel and all that, as I said already. And like the video, subscribe to the channel, I mean to say. And I'll see you next time. I'm Cyclone. Bye-bye.